Hello?
Hi, is this Solange?
Yes, it is.
Hi, this is Chris. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
I'm
What are you calling me
I'm
for?
doing fantastic. Actually, the reason I was calling you was because it looks like you had spoken to one of our referral companies about a property you own there in Palm Desert, and I guess you're looking to make a move back to Jersey. Yeah,
Hmm.
did I catch you at a bad time?
No, not at all.
Okay,
No.
perfect, perfect. Yeah, they had mentioned that you were looking to relocate back to Jersey. What part of Jersey are you looking to move back to?
Manchester.
Okay. All right. Nice. I'm from Philadelphia originally, and I used to live in,
Oh,
yeah, I
okay.
used to live in Cranford, New Jersey at one point too, for a period of time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So awesome. All right. Well, they paired your property with us just because they thought we'd be a good fit for you. And by the way, I do have to let you know that all calls are monitored and recorded for quality and training purposes. Really, the point of this
Uh-huh.
call is just to see if your property qualifies for what we're looking for in getting an offer as is. We're generally looking to buy properties for one of two reasons. Either we're going to update it and bring it up to 2024 standards and put it back on the market,
Uh-huh.
or we're going to keep it in our portfolio as some sort of rental property. Could be long term, short term, just depends. So by the end of this call, I'll either be able to get an approval with an offer, or they'll deny it and say it doesn't qualify, and they'll tell us exactly why. But if we do get an approval, some of the benefits of working with us is that we would purchase the home as is in its current condition, so you don't have to do any work to it. We'd cover all of your closing costs as well as our side's closing costs, and there's absolutely no real estate commissions involved. All right.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Um, do you mind grabbing a pen and a piece of paper real quick? I'm going to have you jot down some contact info, and then if we do get this approved, there's going to be some other info you're going to want to take down as well.
Okay, just a minute. Um, Let me get something I can write on.
No worries.
Okay. I don't think you're going to be interested in this property because I know that you people usually redo or refurbish or modernize um, and then resell. And I will tell you, I do want to sell it as is, but I have everything in there, all the furniture, all the dishes and silverware and pots and pans and things like that I want to let it go with, and that's going to bring up the price.
Got it. Okay. All right. Are you, yeah, I mean, like I said, sometimes we are looking to fix and flip. Sometimes we're looking to keep it as some sort of a rental. So it just depends on the situation. So we can take a look and see. And, I'm not the ultimate guy that gets to make that decision. I'm just kind of the last step before it gets to the underwriters and they'll, put together the numbers. So,
Uh-huh.
um, but yeah, you got that pen handy? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
my name again is Chris. My last name is Deal, like deal or no deal.
Wait 1 minute. Yeah. My pen
No, no
wasn't writing.
worries. It
Okay.
always works like that. You struggle to find a
Okay.
pen, and then you find a pen, and you're like, "Oh crap, it doesn't work."
Right. Right.
Um, all right,
Okay.
and then the
I have your name?
name, my name again, Chris Deal. Like, let's make a deal.
Chris
hmm
Steele.
And
Okay.
then our company is called Lazarus Property Group, like Lazarus from the Bible.
Okay.
And our phone number here is 619 five two
Right.
five
525
7132.
7132. Okay.
Okay. And if you ever want to check us out online, it's just
Hmm.
www.lazprop, LAZPROP.
PROP.
Yep,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay.
Um, cool. So happy Halloween. You got any exciting
Thank
plans? You
you.
gonna watch the little kids come trick or treating or?
No, they don't. Little kids don't come to this community. It's a senior development,
Oh, got it. Okay.
55 plus.
Oh,
So
okay.
they don't come here.
All right. All right. Got it.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I love seeing the little kids,
Yeah.
dressed up.
Oh
But
yeah, they're so cute. My
yeah,
wife and I have she'll be 2 years on in December, and she dressed up. I don't know if you know like Sesame Street, one of the characters, Abby
yeah,
Cadabby. So freaking cute.
yeah. This is the best age. Enjoy it.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. It's all downhill from here, is what I hear.
Yeah. Well, not really. I mean, up until they get to be about 10,
Yeah.
then forget it.
Once they
you
really
know?
start talking back, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
But
Uh,
yeah. All right.
all right.
So
Well, I guess what is it that like catch me up to speed? What is it that's got you guys wanting to move back to Jersey?
well, it's always been a vacation home. I haven't, we've gone back and forth. We're getting a little older. It's getting a bit too much to go back and forth.
I gotcha. Okay. Are
My family is here, and so we're going to stay here.
oh, okay. Oh, you're in Jersey right now.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. And nice. All right. Yeah, I still have a lot of family back on the East Coast. My mom's going to be moving out here in about a year because we're based out of Southern California and San Diego. So, but
Uh,
wish I could get back a little bit more. It's just traveling is, especially with a toddler, is chaotic.
it's it's difficult. It's difficult. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's always been a vacation home. Was it always just a vacation home for you guys, or did you ever like rent it out or do Airbnb or any of that stuff?
We've had, well, they can't, this community, you can't rent out Airbnb.
Mm,
They don't, they want tenants at least a month or more. They
mm,
don't want, in and out kind of thing.
got it. Okay.
So, I mean, when you're talking about a 55 and over community, they have their rules.
Yep. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. So be some limitations on what you could possibly do with it. So, okay.
Yeah, you definitely can't rent it out as an Airbnb, in and out situation.
Yeah.
No, they won't allow that. And they get a copy of your lease
Hmm.
with the person who's renting it, so that they can approve it first.
Got it. Okay. All right. And I guess how long have you guys owned this property?
24 years.
24 years. Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Man. So I'm guessing you guys probably own it outright. You don't have a mortgage on it still?
No.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. And so what's the plan? Like, assuming you sell it, you get a big stack of cash, you guys going to be reinvesting into like other real estate stuff, or are you just going to go to Vegas or Atlantic City, I guess, and
I'm not gambling it away, that's for sure. At my
Nice.
age, I have to keep what I have.
Yeah, I hear that. All right, all right. Do you think you would pick up any other real estate? Because I'm guessing since it's not your primary, you might stand to have some capital gains taxes on it, or
We probably will have capital gains taxes on it, yeah. I
okay,
guess. I'm not good with that kind of stuff with taxes and things, but I'm
I hear you.
probably will be.
Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, and all right. And is it just yourself that owns the property, or is there anybody else on title that would need to be involved in the process?
My husband and I,
Okay, perfect. And what was your
you
husband's
know,
name?
Floyd.
Floyd. Okay. All right. And you and Floyd been chatting about this much recently, or are you kind of on like a secret mission to, gather details?
Um, well, we talk about it. We have a real estate agent there that we've been talking to.
Oh, okay.
Also, just to let you know,
Yeah.
um, she has a good pulse on what's going on there. And what can I tell you?
Okay.
We've just kind of thought. I mean, my husband says I don't have to sell it if I don't get the price I want. I don't have to sell it. I'll just rent it.
Yeah. Got it.
You
Okay.
know. So you can't have an in and out situation, but you can have a few months, or you can have a lot of people like to come down to that area for the
Yeah.
winter season.
Yeah, totally.
You know, but it's got to be more than a month. There's no question about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Okay. All right. I mean,
And
is that something you guys think you would realistically be taken on? I mean, trying to manage a rental from 3,000 miles away or?
well, we have a real estate agent who handles it,
Oh, okay.
and
Got it.
yeah, she's very good. She's very good.
Nice. Okay.
You know.
So she'll like manage the property and everything for you.
Well, yeah, more or less. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean,
Got it.
she's so whatever. You know. Uh, listen, I just want you to know I've had quite a few calls
Oh, I'm
on this,
sure.
and nobody wants to pay the price that we want. So you're not going to buy it. I know that.
Okay. All right. What's the price you're wanting for it?
At least 480,000.
480,000.
Mhm.
Okay. How did you guys come up with that number?
Well, we know what's this particular house has been selling for, and since I have all that other stuff in there, you know, furniture and it's like a complete household.
Hmm.
I just we just added on to it.
Oh, got it. Okay. So what are you guys adding on for like the furniture and stuff?
And I don't know. I don't have a number.
Okay.
Right now, I don't have a number. I know what the homes have been going for, um, and they're going for 479. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Got it.
So you know, I want. Let's just say I want $10,000 for everything else at least.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. All right. Um, yeah, I mean, what did your agent say about that?
We haven't really discussed that. I mean, she's been sending us, stuff from the MLS, and like I said, they're selling at 479. So it depends. I mean, I don't know whether we could, sell it with everything in it or not. I don't know. We might have to have an estate sale because
Yeah.
they don't allow you to have like garage sales or something. So we might have to have an estate sale if we have to get rid of stuff.
I gotcha. Okay.
I
And
don't want to. It's good stuff. I don't want to just donate it.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, you definitely want to make sure you're getting what you can for it. I'm looking at
Right.
the map, like the overview, and I just want to make sure I'm looking at like the same community. So like it looks like there's like two big sections. You have like the big section on the north end, and then there's like a little bit of a separation, and then there's like another smaller section just south of that.
You
Um,
know, I don't think you realize this community has 5,000 homes in it.
oh, okay, all right.
Okay,
So it's all
so
probably
it's
part of
not
the same.
like big and little. No, it's the whole community is big.
I
We have
gotcha.
3 clubhouses. We have 2 golf courses.
I gotcha.
Um,
Okay. So everything down on
so,
like Yucca Blossom Drive, Desert Willow, Moon Gold, all that's all part of the same community.
oh yeah, and
Okay.
that's the original section. That's the first section that was built.
Got it. Okay. All right. Um, okay. Well, yeah, I mean,
We have a lot of improvements in the home. Um, I've had new cabinets put in, um, not recently, but they're still newer than the builder's grade.
mhm.
I've had the master bathroom redone completely.
How long ago was that?
So about 3 years ago.
Got it. Okay. Nice. All right. And what about like the appliances in the kitchen?
I have new refrigerator. I have new stove.
Nice.
Um, the dishwasher is not brand new, but it works very well.
Okay. All right.
It's been replaced. It's not the original. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, just, kind of looking, I mean, I'm not, spending a ton of time looking right at the moment. I'm just kind of glancing at like what's sold in the neighborhood in the last 90 days, which is obviously going to be the most relevant. Um, the more recent stuff that are 2 beds, 2 baths, and less than 1,500 square feet, because that's kind of what yours would fall under. Um, most of them are selling for between 380 to 420. There's one that sold for 464, but that's it. Everything else is, 420, 415, 415, 399, 384, 380. Um, I don't know what's active. Did I lose you? I think I lost you.
Hi, we got disconnected.
Yeah, sorry about that. Where did I lose you?
Uh, well, I don't know. You were just talking about you have to see what they can do about it. I don't know
Yeah.
what's in your mind.
Yeah, so I was just looking, at what's been selling in the last couple months, and a lot of like everything that's sold in the last 90 days has sold between 380 and about 420. There's one that's sold for where'd it go? 460. Um, but there's a lot of stuff that's actively listed in the area
Uh huh.
there, and they're all kind of
Well, you might be
sitting.
better off with that.
Yeah,
You might be better off with that because I I know what I have, and I want more money. That's all I can
yeah,
tell you.
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, there's even some like there's one listed over on Waterford that's been listed for 138 days, and that's listed for 389. There's another one on Desert Willow that's listed at 385. That's been 93 days on market. So there's just a lot of stuff that's sitting.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna if you sell yours for 480, it'll literally be the highest priced property that's sold in that entire development.
Oh, no, not the entire development. There are so many different models
Well, for
that.
for 2 beds, 2 baths under 1,500 square feet, it will literally be the highest sold comp.
Well, let's see what happens.
So,
I don't know.
yeah.
I
So,
don't know what to tell you. Not everybody has. I've seen what's in this model. What's up for sale now? As far as because the real estate agent keeps sending us stuff, and
Mhm.
there's definitely the last one I saw was up for 479.
Mhm.
Now I don't know. They don't have any pictures. I don't know what the rooms are
Yeah,
like as far as whether it's updated or not.
yeah, I'm looking at that one right
Uh,
now. That one actually has it has its own pool. Does yours have a pool?
well, okay, that's a different story. That commands a lot more money.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, and that sold May 6th over on Waterford Lane. So if that with a pool and and it's pretty well updated, is selling for 480, I think you're gonna have a hard time finding a buyer coming in at that, close to that number. I think you guys are probably gonna be better off and are gonna be more motivated to keep it and rent it out.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah. Okay,
uh
well, I'll see.
yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah.
That's all. I don't know if there's maybe there's someone out there who wants a turnkey operation with everything in it.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't
hey,
know,
there's somebody for everything, right?
right? I
You
have
know.
3 TVs in that house. That's a lot of TVs.
Well, that'll get you maybe, an extra 3 grand, so yeah, no, I think probably like if you really want to try to get that, I think again, there's just a lot of other properties that are, listed right now. I mean, just looking at them all, I mean, in that little pocket, you've got currently between what's pending and what's currently active. I mean, you've got 16 properties all for sale, and the highest priced one is listed for 459. So if you list yours, I mean, sounds like you're not in a rush and you have time. Um,
I'm not in a rush, exactly.
yeah, so I would say if you
Yeah,
want to get 480, don't be in a rush because it's going to take you a while.
yeah. Well,
You
don't forget that includes everything that's in it. I don't
Yeah.
know if people pay for furniture, and
mm,
if someone's going to buy it and they want to rent it out, they might pay for the furniture that's in there. I have good furniture,
yeah, maybe. I mean,
you know.
maybe 10 grand, but still you're still talking about a 480 price point, and it's still going to be, they would be looking at, how much would it cost them to furnish it? There's one on Brandywine, that is listed for 450 right now. There's another one on Rainswept for 456. I mean, there's a lot of other ones. If from an investment standpoint, right? Like if you went out and were looking to buy a house and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to furnish it. Like, how much do you think it would cost you to furnish a property for a rental? 2 bed, 2 bath, maybe 10 to 15 thousand dollars. So if you could
Yeah,
buy a
but
property
between
for
10 and 15. Yeah.
yeah, so if you could buy a property for 30 to 50 thousand dollars less, and then just spend 10 to 15 thousand, you would probably take that deal, right?
Yeah, if, yeah, if they want to redo, there's a lot of them that have not been updated
Yeah.
too. So you have to see. They have to see what's in there.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
But
what can I tell you?
yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Well, I think, yeah, like I said, I think if that's what you're trying to get for it, I wish you the best. I think, going on market is going to give you certainly the best shot at it. And I think that's probably,
Yeah, well, like I said, we're not in a rush,
yeah.
so just gonna have to see what
Yeah.
happens.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Well, if
You know.
anything changes, feel free to give us a call. I mean,
Okay.
alternatively, you know, one option that might be something that could work and make more sense is there any
Mhm.
world, and this would actually help on the capital gains taxes as well. Is there any world where you guys would be open to carrying the paper on it and just being upgraded from a landlord to a lender where you're just, you get a little bit up front and then you get payments over time?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
I, I I really don't think so. I have a sour note on that.
Oh, really? Sounds like
you know,
you've been through that before.
yes. Well, not with a house, but we tried to sell a business, and we were taking the payments. And the first person who bought it decided he didn't want it anymore, and he was trying to make the whole place go bankrupt
Oh, wow.
and stop paying all the bills, and we weren't getting paid.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's one thing. And then we had another person who bought it, and unfortunately, the business, I guess, was not doing well, and he wanted to get out of it. So he just made a deal with my husband to pay off some of the loan, and we didn't get the whole loan back.
mm, got it.
So, I don't think we would want to do that again.
Yeah.
I, I'm not at
Yeah.
the stage in life where I can take that chance. Do you know what
I
I mean?
yeah, I understand. A little bit different with a business,
Yeah.
pretty significantly different with a business versus a house. It's pretty straightforward with a house. You're secured with a deed of trust, a promissory note, and everything else. And so you're literally just upgraded to, basically in the position of like Bank of America. And the other thing from a tax standpoint too is, instead of like if you sell it in one shot at the 480, because it's not your primary, you guys will get hit with capital gains taxes above and beyond what you purchased it at, which it looks like when you guys bought it, you guys bought it for about 286. So, I mean, you're basically looking at about $200,000 that, could be subject to capital gains taxes.
That's an awful lot.
Yeah.
That's an
So,
awful lot. I really, I didn't think of that it would be that much.
yeah. So, and usually, I mean, like you're anywhere, I think the max capital gains is around a 20%. So if you got 20% on 200, you're looking at a $40,000 in capital gains taxes. Plus, you're going to have all your realtor commissions, closing costs, and everything. So if you sold it for 480 retail, you're basically after all the taxes and everything, I mean, you're probably walking away with around 390-ish when it's all said and done. Um, so, but by selling on terms, you can get a little bit of cash up front and then payments over time. And then, um, you know, that's you're secured with the property because everything, you have the deed of trust and the promissory note and everything. And,
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. We had a promissory note too, and that's what happened. People they defaulted. I know a business is different, but
yeah,
they can
yeah.
do the same thing on a property.
Well,
And
yeah,
then how do
well,
you get them out of that house?
yeah, yeah, but again, a property and a business is different, right? Because they could just run the business into the ground and then yeah, you can take the business back, but they destroyed the business, with the house. It's a house. It's like, you're not it's not a business that you're building revenue off of, right? And the only way we would even do a deal like that is if it was something we could cash flow. So, but something to think about. If you guys really, it's really geared for people that have a specific number in mind, kind of like you do, where you're looking to get a premium for the property, and you might want to shelter some taxes, but keep some income coming in. It's a really good way for that. So if you find that you guys try to list it and, maybe we're a backup option for you. If you try to list it and, you're not getting the offers that you're looking for and you're having trouble selling it and you don't want to, keep it as a rental and manage it yourself, feel free to give us a call. It's something we can certainly talk about.
Okay. All
All
right, that's
right.
fine.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Awesome. Well,
Well,
it was
at
a
least I
pleasure
got an
chatting with
idea
you.
of what's going on.
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, and I would get some comps from the agent, and have them really, do some due diligence. Agents, they don't really have skin in the game. So, in my experience, working with a lot of agents, there's a lot of agents out there that will tell you what it could theoretically sell for just to get the listing agreement and then allow the market to beat you down on the price. Um, that's usually not a great experience for a lot of people. So yeah, I would just, really look into it, look at all the comps and everything and, um, you know, go from there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, thank you for your advice.
Yeah,
I
no
appreciate it.
worries. No worries. Good luck with everything. And yeah, like I said, give me a call if anything changes.
Okay, I will do that.
All right. Have a good
All
one.
right, you take care. You
Bye bye.
too. Bye-bye.
What's up, everybody? If you guys are just joining, we're jumping on some seller calls here. That was for a property in Palm Desert. She certainly wanted the moon and the stars for it. Um, Okay, I need to test my line.
Hello, you've reached Taylor Marvel Striker. I'm sorry I missed your call. If you could, please leave me a name, number, and a brief message, and I'll be sure to get back to you at my earliest convenience. Thanks, and have a great day.
Bro, Evansville is freaking. Damn, this property sold for $4,869 in 2022. And it's not a complete teardown. All right, let's see. McLaughlin. Let's see what he sold this thing for. What?
Hello.
Hey, Brandon, this is Chris. How are you?
Well, this is his dad, Terry.
Oh, Terry. Okay, maybe maybe I should be reaching out to you, I guess. I was calling about a property that I think you guys own over on Shellbrook. Looks like.
Yeah, that's my house.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. It looks like I guess maybe you had spoken to one of our referral partners about possibly selling. just kind of getting tired of taking care of the property? Too big for yourself at this point?
Well, kind of, sort of, just me.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. All right. Did I catch you at a bad time?
No.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Yeah, they mentioned, I guess, the missus had passed away 4 years ago, so I'm sorry for your loss. And just kind of downsizing and just like you said, it's just you. Um, so, the point of this call is really to see if your property kind of meets the qualifications for what we're looking for getting an offer as is. And so we're generally looking to buy properties for usually one of two reasons. Either we're going to renovate it up to today's standards and put it back on the market, or we're going to keep it in our portfolio and possibly rent it out. So by
Mhm.
the end of this call, I can either get an approval from the underwriters with an offer, or they're going to deny it and they'll tell us exactly why. Now, if it does get approved, some of the benefits of working with us is that we would buy it in its current condition as is. So you don't even have to sweep up on your way out. We cover all the closing costs. There's no realtor commissions or anything. Okay.
Okay.
Do you mind grabbing a pen and a piece of paper? I'm going to have you jot down some information, and if we do get this approved, there'll be some other things you'll want to jot down as well.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So my name is Chris Deal. Like, let's make a deal. And the name of our company is Lazarus Property Group, like Lazarus from the Bible.
Okay.
And our office line here is 619 525 7132.
Okay.
And if you ever want to check us out on the web, it's www.lazprop.com.
www. Dot.
LAZPROP.
LAZT.
No, P. P is in property.
Okay.
ROP. So it's just the first three letters of Lazarus and the first four letters of property.com.
Lazprop. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. And by the way, I do have to let you know all calls are monitored and recorded for quality and training purposes.
Uh-huh. I just got off the golf course. I'm a little pooped.
Oh, nice. How many rounds you play?
Just 18.
Just 18. Oh man,
Mm-hmm.
you're getting through way more than I'm touching. How'd you make out?
I'm 70, be 77 in a couple weeks, and I shot an 85. It's not too bad for an old fart.
All right. Nice.
But I've been playing golf since 1971, so
Oh wow.
But it was a little windy and a little wet today.
Mm.
Of course, in Indiana, you never know what kind of weather.
Say that again. You kind of cut out a second.
In Indiana, you never know what kind of weather you're going to get.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly. And if you're sick of the weather, just wait a day, it'll change, right?
Yeah, well, it's not like Florida,
Yeah.
but the price of living in paradise can be a little expensive.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, I'm in San Diego, and boy, let me tell you, it's getting a bit out of control. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, that be for sure.
Yeah. But all right. Well, I guess how long have you been thinking about selling?
Well, number one, it's going to depend on the offer,
For sure.
and I'm not going to sell this winter.
Okay.
It would be next spring.
Next spring. Okay.
Because well, I'm getting, I was born and raised on a farm. I'm getting tired of mowing grass and trimming and buying fertilizer and paying property taxes and insurance and all that bullshit. So
Oh yeah. I
I
hear
don't know if
that.
you've heard that story before, but
Oh yeah.
I'm just getting tired of it.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. So would you stay in the area, or you have somewhere in mind that you
Oh
would be
yeah, I'll
going?
probably go into I don't know, an apartment. I don't care. Don't
Okay.
bother me. As
All
long as they
right.
don't have a yard to bolt.
Got it. Okay. So it's more the landscaping side of
See, I
things you're
I
tired
live
of.
in a real nice subdivision,
Mhm.
and there's people that I see that are older than me. Like I got a neighbor lady. She's gonna try and leave everything for her grandkids. She won't spend a dime. She'll get out. She's on her hands and knees pulling weeds. She won't use spray. Where me and my little placard, I spray weeds. I don't get down and crawl on the ground.
Mhm.
I did that for 2 years in the jungle. I'm not doing that again.
Mhm.
So it just depends on your, I guess, pride of ownership. But when you get to 77 and you got to start hiring everything done,
Yeah.
to me, there's pros and cons to it. But
Yeah.
I'm just tired of maintaining a home.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's because yours is a 3.2, 1,600 square feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of square footage, by yourself.
Well, no. By the time I go play 18 holes of golf, Chris, and I turn around and go home, mow the yard, and fix supper, I got a day's work in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of a Planet Fitness freak.
Uh-huh.
Um, there's a lot of 50-year-olds that don't want to grab a hold of me because they might be surprised.
You old dog.
I mean, old school, but but that's what I was trained in. I was a combat master instructor in the military, and just a long story short, there comes a time in life that if I could get up in the morning, go play golf, and not have to go come home, mow a yard, do painting and trimming, and right now I'm hiring my landscaping done. There's pros and cons to it, but I haven't got a whole lot of years left on this face of this earth, and I'd just like to be able to, maybe go get on an airplane, go see my grandkids, and get in their road and tell them what to do.
Nice. Where are your grandkids at?
Oh, I got them in. Well, one's a lawyer. She's a lawyer. She took a year off to go 4 years of college and 3 years of law school. She got burned out on reading, and had her face stuck in a book for 7 years. And
Yeah.
so she decided to go to, go, one of her families were, that she was friends with, their family was going to South America for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And for 2 months, I'm sorry. And then she was going to house sit, but that was in Asheville, North Carolina.
Hmm.
And everybody's heard about what happened in
Oh, yeah.
Smokies
Yep.
in North Carolina. And she got trapped for 5 days, couldn't get out. And so,
Oh, jeez.
and, I got another grandson. He's getting married. He's got a BS degree, and I don't know. I think some kind of business. I don't know. And he's going for his master's. And I got another granddaughter. She's one of them highfalutin beauticians. She makes more money than all the other two. And, but I mean, my I have no problems. My family's doing good. And I'm a grandpa that I haven't had to adopt my grandkids, which I know a few cases here in the Fort Wayne area where a lot of grandparents have had to adopt their grandkids and raise them because their kids went south.
Yeah.
They're dysfunctional people.
Yep.
Well, and my other granddaughter, she just started my youngest, she just started at IU in nursing school.
Nice.
But I was a good grandpa. I never stick my nose into anybody's business. In fact, I don't see my grandkids only on Easter, and because they all got their lives.
Yeah.
They've all got their friends, except my granddaughter she was dating a guy, and I fired him last year. I didn't like the way he was talking to her and the way he was treating her. And in front of his mother, I said, your son's a piece of shit. And I said, I'm the kind of guy that I'll break his frickin' neck if he ever talks to her like that again. So, his mother didn't like it too well. I said, well, call the Pope. I said, I talked to him for 2 years in the bush, so you don't tell me about life, living and dying. I've seen it and experienced it. The problem is with you and your son, you don't want to hear the truth. And
Yeah.
the truth hurts. The truth hurts.
It certainly
A lot
can.
of people don't want to hear the truth. But I'm not shy of telling the truth.
Yeah.
And, I fired him, and my daughter-in-law was very thankful.
Nice. Nice.
I mean, well, like my wife used to say, I never always felt extra safe around you, Terry, but she said, sometimes I didn't agree with your methods, but I like the end results. And I said, well, let's don't talk it to death, because that's the problem with this country today. We're too soft and too pussyfied.
Oh, yeah.
And we're not respected around the world. We've got a bunch of idiots that want to give this country away. They got tattoos clear up the crack of their rear end, up their ear lobes, green, blue, red hair, and they think the government owes them a living. So
Oh, yeah.
that doesn't exist in my family, because I raised my kids a lot different than that.
Yeah, the right way, the way it should be. It's like you work hard, and you do what you got to do, and you can either be a victim or a victor.
But you don't be part of the problem. You be part of the solution.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's
but
awesome.
This house I live in has got a new roof in the last 6 months. It's got new garage door, all new windows, curbing around the outside in the flower beds. I got too many goddamn beds, but my wife was the instigator of that. So, still the original furnace.
Okay.
So, But other than that, it's in good shape.
Okay. There was three things you said that were new. You said new windows, new roof, and there was something else, and I missed it.
That's new garage door.
Oh, garage door. That's what it was. Yep.
Yeah, new garage door, new entrance door, brand new patio door, and all this within the last 7 years. I could get in the archives to give you all the dates if I.
Got it.
You know.
Okay. Okay. No worries. All right. Well, and is it just yourself that owns the property, or is there anybody else, on title or that would need to be involved in the process?
My son is. We've got I can't pronounce that word. Irrevocable trust.
Irrevocable trust. Okay.
So he's on. Yeah.
He's the trustee.
Uh-huh.
Got it. Okay.
He owns the business here in Fort Wayne. He can't keep up. He can't. He's so far behind. He's far behind, but people wait on him. So.
Got it. Okay. All right. And have you guys been talking about you selling? Is he kind of
Well, my son, my son's he don't tell me what to do, but he's very astute business-wise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he deals with a lot of government idiots, and he deals with a lot of permits. He deals with a lot of prominent people. He's very business savvy. So,
nice.
I mean, he makes a buku amount of money a year, but I'm not jealous of him. I'm not envious. I'm proud as hell of him, And,
yeah.
And he never had one college course in his life. So, but he's and my daughter is a hospice team leader in Grand Junction, Colorado. So she's almost a $50 an hour part-time nurse. And so I got 2 kids that are doing great. My grandkids are all doing great. And I'm very thankful.
Yeah.
I'm not, some grandparents they get anal and, well, they're spending too much money. Hey, my daughter's been in Europe for 28 days. And I'm like I said, I had my son-in-law when she met him. He was a contractor in Grand Junction, Colorado, and by the time he was 50, he'd built 600 homes. But he's worked his ass off.
Yeah.
Plain simple English, and I couldn't have a better son-in-law if God would have told me to draw me one. So I got a lot to be thankful for.
Yeah, sounds like you're very blessed, for sure.
I am blessed.
That's awesome. Well, would love to see if we can, come up with something here and, make something work. I guess, in an ideal scenario, what were you hoping to get for the property?
Well, you're not the first property people. I got an idea of what you guys do, but I'm not an expert. But I've had a couple offers, just off the cuff, and but I'll just keep that on the back burner, okay?
Okay.
I don't get into and I don't like doing stuff over the phone. I like doing stuff in person.
Yeah, I understand.
And because there's so many dingbat people out here. And you know that my son's in business, and my daughter dealing with families of people that are terminal. There's a lot of fruitcakes out there now. We got more fruitcakes than when I grew up.
Yeah.
And I'm a straight shooter, honest. I'm traceable and I'm authenticatable.
Yeah.
So,
I hear you.
born and raised in northern Indiana all my life, and my grandpa was a World War I Marine. My dad had 6 combat jumps in the 82nd Rangers in World War II. And my mom had 2 brothers that were Marines in the South Pacific. So that's the kind of family I grew up in.
Nice. Well, thank you for your service.
Well,
Where did you serve?
I was in 28 months in Nam.
Oh, man. God bless you. You guys saw unbelievable stuff.
Well, let's put it this way. A different war than what my dad was. I don't dwell on what I did. I just tell people I was there, and that's it. I don't talk about it much. I was just there.
Yeah.
It was a different time, different generation. But 50. Well, let's see. That's 57 years later. That's now 55 years later, or 56. My math ain't good as it used to be. But
yeah, you were around
we never,
22-ish when you were there?
No, I was 19.
Oh, okay. All right.
I graduated from high school in 66. I didn't know they made people that old. But, and there's a lot of guys like me around, and I play golf with a bunch of guys that there's about 40 of us that get together every Tuesday and play golf, some leftover SEALs, some Recon Marines, Army Rangers, Army grunts, guys in the Air Force. And pretty well much of the conception is we've all come to the conclusion that, 50 years later or better, we never should have been there to begin with. But
yeah,
that's another story in itself.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems to be the general theme, and especially, from then on through now, it seems like more and more of the situations, we're getting involved in, or us just kind of putting our nose in other countries' business that,
And I know that. Well, in fact, we played golf today, and we had a cocktail over at the Legion. After golf, I used to have 10 or 12 cocktails. Now it was 1. So, but the thing is about selling my house has got a lot to do with it. I've built a few spec homes myself, and I did okay before 2008 showed up. I moved to Colorado for 6 years, and I didn't care for Colorado because I don't like mountains. I don't like driving in them. When it rains and they have a cloudburst, the mountains can be very dangerous with water.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been to California. I've been in a cloudburst, up at Donner's Pass, and I was married to a gal that, they don't make women like her anymore. She had two things she loved to do: travel and concerts. And she had me in Mexico and Europe and Hawaii 2 or 3 times, and so I've been around a little bit and met people, and I know how to be cordial with people, even though I disagree. I may have a disagreement with somebody. I'll just tell them, hey, that's your way of thinking, but we don't have to have a big blowed out Irish Donnybrook argument because we have a difference of opinion,
Exactly.
Unless somebody gets really stupid, like they, it's like my neighbor gal across the street here. She's got a heart of gold, but I don't know how to put it. She just thinks that if this election is going to ruin this country, and I said, what you got to remember is it's not who's in the White House.
Mm-hmm.
Congress passes all the major laws.
Yep.
So you take politics with a grain of salt. There's differences of opinion, but I said I'm gonna hit the T-ball the same before the election as I will after. So I don't get involved in it. I don't get hysterical about it like she does.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the problem. Part of it too is like all these politicians, and the media more so, at one point, I forget exactly when it was. I think it was when Obama was in office. They passed the law basically allowing the news media to legally get away with lying about whatever they want, essentially, and so there was, it just removed all accountability. And so now it's just like everything is just overly, extremified. It's like, oh, Trump's a Nazi. Oh, Kamala's this, Joe Biden's that. It's just like, and it's just more divisive than it's ever been, and I remember somebody posted a video, and I want to say it was when Kennedy was going into a debate with I don't know, whoever he was running against at the time, and the way that they interacted with each other was just unbelievably professional and just like complimentary towards each other, even though they had differences in opinion. And it was just like, I don't know, it just seems like we've gone so far to just like being outraged at everything. Everything is outrage. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you used the wrong pronoun. Like you should be jailed, and it's just, it's wild how far off track I think we've gone.
Yeah. Couldn't agree with you more. In my upbringing in the 50s, I was born in 47. My mother was she was a die-hard Republican. My dad was the head of the steel workers in all of Indiana for 22 years. He was a unionized Democrat. Now you should have been brought up in that household. When Kennedy,
those had to be
Kennedy,
interesting dinner conversations.
When Kennedy was running against Nixon, my mother thought that a Catholic being elected president was, if it would happen, which it did, and it was very close, she thought the world was going to come to an end. But I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. Never have been. I've always voted locally here for who I believe in.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And that's the way I treat any kind of, like selling my house. It ain't going to be. I'm not blind. I'm not. I'm not a blowhard, young, dumb, and stupid. I've had some lumps in life, and I just want to be treated right. And that's, and if I even get one whiff that somebody's trying to lowball me on an offer, I'll walk, and I won't raise a fuss about it. I won't rant and rave and scream. I'll just leave.
Yeah.
I have learned avoidance. So I've got neighbors that are goofier than a $3 bed bug, but I get along with them. We talk about grandkids, but when they bring up the idea that they said, well, they blame Joe Biden for everything. They blame Joe Biden for the weather. They blame it for that he started the war in Ukraine and all this, and they're shallow thinking people.
Yeah.
I surround myself at almost 77 years old. I got a small nucleus of friends, but they're all upbeat. They're not negative type people, because I just won't be around negativity. I earned that right not to have to be around people. I got them in my family.
Yeah. Well, it does no good.
There's,
It doesn't get you anywhere.
there's always two sides to every story.
Mhm. I agree. I agree.
When my wife was living in 2015, she passed away 2020, and we were snowbirding in Scottsdale, Arizona. Okay, I went when I got the day I got there, I was getting my golf clubs out of my truck. I heard this guy I could tell he was from Canada just by listening to his accent. And he said, "Hey, Yank." I said, "Yeah." He said, "You play golf?" I said, "Well, I've been known to hit the ball." So we just had a guy break his leg when he got here. And this is an all-Canadian golf league, about 90 people. We need somebody to play golf to take his place. I said, "Hey, that's fine." So, I was in that golf league for 4 months with them people. End of the year, the end of March, we go to Safeway. And I'm with a retired Canadian Royal Mounted Police colonel. And I'm with a guy that was with the old 4th out of Canadian Infantry. And these guys were like 6-7 years older than me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all in line at Safeway, okay? And this kid in front of me was in front of me in the checkout lane, and he hit his mother in front of me. He come across, hit her with broke her jawbone.
What?
Yeah. All right, long story short, anyway, blood was pulsating out of her jawbone, and so she was already on the floor, and I hit her with direct pressure right away. And sergeant major come over and says, well, he said, the EMT's on the way, and I called the cops. And I said, that's good. And I was talking to the lady, and her son grabbed me by the hair. Said, you effing old man, leave my mom alone. Don't touch her. And I got up, and I says, now, son, I got one question to ask you. Do you have major medical insurance? He said, what does that have to do with it? And I said, and then he pushed me, and he swung at me. And, I mean, he ended up doing 3 weeks in the hospital. And the cops were just coming in the door, salt and pepper team, black and white cops,
Mm-hmm.
And I like Arizona. I like Phoenix. It's a nice town. I mean,
Yeah.
Arizona is a growing metropolis.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, he ended up with 2 broken collarbones, a major rupture, and a broken knee. And I went up to the hospital to see his mother, and I said, hey, I'm sorry about your son, but he just wouldn't. He was stupid. She said, well, he is stupid. Well, come to find out, in New Mexico, they had 2 felony warrants on him.
Mm.
One was attempted rape, and another was armed robbery.
Oh,
She didn't know it, but he, I'm not blowing my own horn, but he seen all he seen was kneecaps and elbows, and that was the end of that.
Mm.
That's the first time I've ever had to defend myself since I got out of the military in 1970, December 1st. I was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. Or the wrong place at the right time. I mean, it sounds like,
But the cops, I had to go down to the desk sergeant and all that BS. But that black guy said, do you want a job? And I said, no. I don't need a job.
Yeah, using that type of force one time since you've been out is plenty.
Well, yeah, but he I mean, the store manager says, when I had to defend myself, it was only about 7 seconds. And that store manager, I scared the hell out of him and the one cop. They come over and they pulled me off of him. It's good because I was livid.
Yeah, I can
And the
imagine.
cop pulled me off. And but that sergeant said, "I got your name, phone number, Terry." He says, "Self-defense, the way we see it, we'll call you if we need you." I said, "Fine." But it's just something that my dad had me in Golden Gloves boxing when I was in the 2nd grade, and I went on and took a lot of self-defense classes, and I just grew up with it, being raised on a farm, I'm not a badass. I don't like violence. I hate it.
Yeah.
I've seen too much death and destruction.
Yeah.
But that kid, he was a big human being, but he wouldn't back off, and when he swung, he missed by a mile, and that was it. The first thing that happened to him, he got a knee in his nuts, and he bent down, and then I put a knee in his jaw, and then the cop says, "You didn't." I said, "Is this going to be one of these cases where too much force deemed necessary?" He said, "No." But it's just that, it was just shit that I was exposed to as a young person. And, I spend 4 days a week at Planet Fitness. I try to stay in shape. I'm not as good as I used to be, but it's just gives you confidence that out there in this goofy world today, that, hey, you never know, man. It's the value of human life has went down the toilet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We have so many shootings. We've had so many shootings in Fort Wayne this year that it's just unbelievable. And
Yeah.
my pastors, both of them, when I go to church, I don't go to church every Sunday, probably on the average 2 to 3 a month, but I'm armed when I go to church. I'm armed everywhere I go. I mean, I go to the grocery store. I got one in my golf bag.
Yeah.
And people say there's a lady at church that says she took an exception to it, and the pastor got her to the side and said, "Hey, do you know how many churches have been overrun in the last 10 years in this country? People come," and she said, "Well, I don't like guns." And the pastor says, "Well, I'm glad he's got one." He said, "But he told her, he said, Martha, he's not the only one that's armed in here."
Yeah.
And, they know that I'm not some frickin' nut that would just bought a handgun at 18 years old. In the state of Indiana, you can carry a handgun now, unlicensed, no familiarization. They think they're buying a roofing hammer instead of a weapon.
Yeah.
And we've had so many kids killed in the last 3 months here that it's getting mind-boggling.
Yeah.
In the state of Indiana, good old red Republican conservative Indiana,
Yeah.
God, it's getting crazy. But that lady took an exception, and I finally walked up to her. I said, "Martha, I'm going to tell you something. Don't you worry about me carrying a weapon." I said, "I'm not some fruitcake." I said, "I know what I'm doing. I taught state police, firearms training in 1971 through 73. I said, I know what I'm doing. But I said, these churches, a lot of them are not safe.
Yep.
And now we've got it where we have, well, there's basically 2 people in the hallway in the vestibule, and we got probably 7 or 8 of them that are armed in the congregation. So,
Oh yeah.
and you'd be surprised, 90% of the people don't have a problem with it.
Oh yeah. Well, even here in San Diego, my church, I mean, we probably have about 600, if somewhere between 450 and 550 people every week. But we're in San Diego, and I mean, San Diego is pretty much the most conservative city in California that you're gonna really,
Yeah.
as far as the big cities are concerned. So, I mean, we've got a ton of Navy SEALs, Marines, and everybody, and everybody's all armed. And then, the guys, like I have no military experience, but I've done like 12 years of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, competing. And then, the pastor is a
Oh,
black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And, like we've got probably a dozen or, plus Jiu-Jitsu guys there. So it's like, feel like one of the safest places to be. But, especially with it being California where it's like super liberal and, everybody is, anti-gun and just all this
oh yeah,
craziness,
sure.
but you definitely feel safe, that's for sure.
That
Oh,
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
Terry,
yeah,
hey, sorry, the call dropped.
yeah. Well, it's a wonder with my my wife having Parkinson's for over 20 years. A lot of this technology went right over the top of me because I don't know what that was. It was just a bell going off. Because the phone's a machine.
Yeah.
But listen, back. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to a meeting. But yeah, I probably would be willing to sell in the spring.
Okay. All right.
I don't want. I had a place rented in Florida for 4.5 months, but it got washed out into the intercoastal. So I'll be staying here this year. Last year I was in Texas for 4.5 months.
Yeah.
I was down on the border.
Okay. Nice. Well,
That
yeah.
was an experience.
I can imagine.
But we're getting off track here. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, if you're looking, like, when you say spring, are you thinking like February, March, May? Like what's kind of your idea of spring?
well, maybe the end of March.
End of March. Okay. Got it. And did you have kind of like a ballpark range that you were kind of hoping to be around on this?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've had offers close to 280,000.
Okay. All right. And
Because I live in a subdivision that's got mainly 3-car garages.
yeah.
So I mean, and it's a nice neighborhood. There's no problems. It's the neighbors around here, all their homes, they keep them up.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any particular reason you didn't go ahead with any of those offers? Like, was there anything
Well,
that you didn't like about
well,
them?
I was going to Texas. I went to Texas last winter, and you just don't pull up and go to go snowbird somewhere for 4.5 months. You know, I paid my taxes early. I had got my plates early, and it's an involvement. In the spring, I'd have more time to be with people, you know. And I don't want to move. I don't want to move anything in the wintertime.
Got
I'm not a cold weather person.
it. I hear that. That's why I moved from Philadelphia all the way down to San Diego, try to get as far south as I could possibly go.
Yeah, well, Philadelphia, you know, the East Coast is, I've been around a lot of people from Philadelphia, New York City, out of the 5 boroughs. My wife and I, she worked for the school system here in town. She had a tremendous job in the admin part of it. But the only time we could get away when we were raising the kids was spring break and Christmas vacation. And I've been around a lot of people from the East Coast, you know, in condos and stuff. And I know the people from New York have, and I'm not knocking the East Coast, but now I know a lot of people live in upper state New York. They're down to earth people, but the inner city New York people have got an attitude.
Yeah. That's an understatement.
And I don't, you know, if you are in warmer weather, California is got problems. Every place has got problems, and so you just have to do what makes you comfortable. Nothing is perfect, but if you can make something doable and you're more happy and content, that's just, you know, my daughter lives in Grand Junction, Colorado, and she's on the western slope, and their winters in Colorado are they get very low snow, and they'll have days in January and February they're in the, you know, close to 50 for a high. And by February they've got 70-degree weather, so she's comfortable there. Yeah, probably around March. I'm not going anywhere this year. First time since my wife's passed, so I'm not going, because I'm definitely not going to try and go to Florida, because there's a lot of people like me that had snowbird plans that got sadly interrupted.
Yeah, with that hurricane.
And the hurricanes, I've been through 2 typhoons when I was overseas, and I went through one on China Beach. I was in special operations, and we had 180-mile-an-hour surface winds, and you know, it's just something that it burns your brain on what the force of water can do.
Oh yeah.
2 places not to be when you have a storm. One is the mountains, and the other one is on the coast.
Oh yeah.
The place I had rented was 200 yards off the intercoastal. My wife and I had stayed there. I knew all the people. It was a 90 unit small park, modulars, and they're all pretty much devastated. So, and I know people that their cars got flooded. So, you know, it's sad, but I'm going to take a golf trip, maybe to Alabama, and then maybe one to Texas this winter. We go up and spend a couple of weekends at the casino. So,
nice.
You know, I get out. I don't stay in the house much. I'm busy, but under control, and I don't turn into a spazzo idiot. But if you guys want to, you know, discuss an offer in March, it's fine.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
But you got a ballpark figure.
Yeah.
And if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not, Chris. You know.
Okay. Yeah, no, for sure. And you know, whatever happens, whatever way it goes, it's been great chatting with you and getting to know you. And I mean, you got some amazing stories, and I'm sure that's not even the half of it. And if we can
Well,
make something work,
you
great.
can't buy memories. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
my son, he's met 3 of the guys that I was overseas with, and he said, "Dad, you guys are nuts." I said, "Well, no, not now. We're not. We had, in order to survive, we had to be nuts."
Yeah.
But it's I'm proud of my kids, and I got a good family, and and they're comfortable with me selling. My kids wouldn't have any objection at all. So
Nice.
would be no family arguments and no family hatred, because I just won't. I've told them both, we're not ever going to get in a pissing match because of money, and we're not going to ever quit talking to each other because of family small tidbit things that people get mad and won't speak to each other. I just don't believe in that.
Yeah.
There's compromise.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I agree. All right.
Well, and
Sorry, one last question before I let you go. Do you still have a mortgage on the place, or do you own it outright?
oh no, I haven't had a house payment in 30 years.
Oh, okay. All right, got it. Okay.
Because I had a job that if you could stand the hours, I could pretty much, in the 80s, I could write my own paycheck.
Nice.
It was just I drove truck and worked for a major food warehouse corporate, and I was in the Teamsters, and I've got a really good pension.
Nice.
But you had to work for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
you had to work for it, and they didn't keep. Even though the union shop, they didn't keep you if you didn't produce.
Yeah.
We had production standards you had to maintain, which is only right. But anyway, you've got my number, and
Yeah.
I won't be calling you. I'm not one of these guys. I'll be calling you every 2 weeks and bugging the daylights out of you, because I just don't believe in that.
Yeah. No worries. Well, what I'll do, I'll put a note in here to kind of circle back with you, like maybe after the new year, and just kind of catch up, see where you're at. And then, because obviously things change in the market. And so,
Well, the markets change all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not so old school that I don't know that technology changes and interest rates change, mortgages change, and they got a new regulation that comes out every 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
you know that as well as I do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But you're an awful lot more familiar with that than I am. I'm just just the way it is. I don't like my country, the shape that it's in right now, but it's time for the younger generation to see if they can solve it.
Yeah, step up and do the right thing. Well, some people give me hope. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken. I mean, I'm 42, but some of the younger folks I talk to, definitely seem to have their heads together, and it seems like a lot more people are kind of. What's interesting is it seems like things have gone so extreme in the I don't even know what word to put to it, but just like the craziness of some of the ideas and beliefs that are being proposed, that it almost exposes how crazy and unbelievable it is, and allows, kind of more people to wake up and be like, yeah, something definitely doesn't seem right about, a 6'2" man competing against a 5'4" female in any type of sport. Something just doesn't make sense about that, and you don't have to
Oh,
be,
man.
you don't have to be
I know.
conservative to see that,
Well, I know where you're going with that, and like I said, I told the person that I am not one for spending government money for somebody in prison, and the government will pay for a sex change operation.
Yeah, that just doesn't even make any sense.
Well, no, and it's like guys wanting to be a female, and they go in and want to play volleyball in high school. We've had a few situations here in the school corporations that they just parents filed a lawsuit against the school board, and it got thrown out, which was good. They were going to let in conservative Indiana. I mean, they don't come any more red than Indiana.
Yeah.
I know some Democrats in this state, but you can't. When you go against, I just tell them, well, read the Bible, try and get some reference from it, and it's the same thing. I've read the Quran 3 times, and even the Muslims don't. Their punishment for a woman being unfaithful in a marriage is horrendous.
Oh yeah.
They just don't understand. I've been to them goofy tall-headed countries, and I know what their laws are. Their laws are a lot stricter than ours.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to that family, the gay, the transgender thing, but I cannot see. I don't like my taxpayer money or yours going for sex change for people that are in prison, and they want to. I don't know if you want to change your pronoun. I got another name for it, but I don't. You may have a female listening for all I know. So I just keep it straight. I don't. It's just not. It's not according to Hoyle.
Yeah.
And when you tell a young person what Hoyle is, they have no idea what you're talking about. Well, and I'm not a conformist. I don't think everybody has to. You can dare to be different, but if you do it in the established rules and regulations to make change, you don't do it with violence. You don't do it with a gun. You don't do it by damaging people's property.
Yep.
In riots and stuff like that. It's
yeah.
I mean, that's just the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And this still is America. We've got a lot of good opportunities across Indiana and Ohio right now. There is more skilled trade apprenticeships open for people, and they can't fill them.
Oh yeah.
Earth moving apprenticeships. That's what my son is dealing with. He owns a company that puts in fire protection in buildings, restaurants and nursing homes and stuff. And he's trying to get quality people that are willing to learn and be put on an apprenticeship. They don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. People don't want work these days.
Some of these people after 4 years can make more than a college graduate with a master's degree.
Oh yeah.
For heaven's sakes.
Oh yeah. Most of my friends that I know that went to the trade schools, are all making well over six figures. And then the ones that went on to like start their own businesses and run their own contracting firms and everything. I mean, those guys are making great money. Um, and
Yeah.
came out with virtually no debt, so it's
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm getting at, Chris.
yeah.
It's just common sense. But my son he did an apprenticeship for 5 years. In fact, he's got two apprenticeships, Federal Labor Board registered apprenticeships.
Mhm.
One as a pipe fitter and another one in fire protection. So
Nice.
that's why. I mean, he can't keep up right now.
Yeah.
He's got people waiting 6 months till he can make installations and renovations, and it's just crazy. A couple of times he's tried to get me to go install sprinkler heads and crap and pumps, and I said, no. I said, when I retired, That was it.
Yeah.
And I get people have confronted me about some of the funds I get from the VA. Well, maybe it's right or wrong. I don't know. I've never complained. I feel that I earned what I get. It's not as much as a lot of people. But I got a neighbor lady that says that she would get rid of the VA and she'd defund all the cops and all the police. And boy, I said, well, Joanne, I'm going to tell you something. You got one thing that you got to remember. This country was founded by the gun, and it's going to die by the gun.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I said, okay, I'm wrong. I don't know nothing,
Yeah.
I got some college myself, and probably 90 accrued hours. And but when I first got out of NOM and started classes up here at IU Purdue, at the IU Extension here in Fort Wayne, I know how I was treated when I was going to class. You wouldn't have how people would confront you and cuss you out and say, what you did was wrong and never should have been there, and yada yada. And you've heard the stories.
Oh yeah.
And the way I was treated, I'm going to tell you what. You know what I do? I just laugh at them. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're one of these people that I call it. Well, it's people that they're wannabes to begin with. That's number one. Number two, that they want to be something with their mouth that they're not.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yep.
Well, listen, I got to go. You got
Yeah.
my name and number, okay?
Yeah, no worries. We'll stay in touch and then, see if we can come up with something. And, like I said, I mean, we usually make cash offers. I don't know if I mentioned this to you. Typically we buy homes cash, but in some situations, we also buy on terms. So I don't know if that's something that you'd ever consider, but, we can talk more about that.
I might.
Okay.
I might, You mean like a land contract?
Yeah, like a land contract. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Well, it would depend on the amount of money cash put down on it.
Okay.
But we'll see. Okay.
Yeah, we can cross that bridge.
Man.
Yeah, no worries. Good talking to you. I'll chat with you later.
So take care, Chris. Then be safe. Okay.
You too. God bless.
Yep. Same to you, man.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. So that's going to be a longer term follow-up, but yeah, I mean, the numbers, Fort Wayne, man, is just not. Yeah, I mean he's wanting retail and he can definitely get it for that property for sure. So um I gotta hit the head real quick. I'll be right back, guys. let's call him in January. Thirty-three hundred square feet. That's a big old house. It's only 3 beds. No way, that's 3,300 square feet.
Hello.
Hey, Edward, this is Chris. How are you?
I'm all right.
Good, good. Yeah, man, I was calling about your property over on Clemdale Ave. It looks like you spoke with one of our referral partners about that property, and they paired you with us because they thought we'd be a good fit. Did I catch you at a bad time?
No,
Okay, perfect. Just waking up from a nap?
no, just trying to go to sleep.
Oh, got it, got it. Okay. You want me to connect with you another time when you let you get some sleep?
Oh, you better talk to me now because I have to go to the hospital tomorrow.
Oh no. What's going on?
Just my regular doctor's appointment.
Oh, okay. All right. You said hospital. Usually people say hospital is like something's big, so that's why I was like, oh, all right. Well, yeah, it looks like they had mentioned that you were wanting to sell because I guess it's just too big for you at this point. You're looking to get into like a one bedroom apartment.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. How long have you been thinking about selling?
about 2 months now.
2 months. Okay. All right, got it. And well, the point of this call is to see if the property qualifies for getting an offer as is. We're generally looking to pick up properties for one of two reasons. Either we're going to fix it and flip it, or we're going to buy it and keep it in our portfolio as a rental property. So by the end of this call, I'll either be able to give you an approval with an offer or a denial with a reason why. And if we do get it approved, some of the benefits of working with us is that we buy the home as is. We cover all the closing costs and there's no realtor commissions. So it's pretty clean and easy. Do you have a pen and a piece of paper handy? I'm going to have you jot down some contact info. And if we do get this approved, there'll be some other info you're going to want to jot down as well.
Uh, Give me a couple of seconds here.
Okay.
No, don't hang me. I didn't kill anybody, honest. I didn't. I'm sure, Mr. Waterman. I tried to hold you up, but I didn't kill anybody. I didn't murder anybody at all. Who told you about the gold I was carrying? Was it Plummer? Plummer? No, it wasn't Plummer. It was his deputy, George Ives. That's nothing that Outlaw. Our men hadn't got away. They'd have hung men. I'm not surprised, John. They're trying to destroy the law. What about getting some of our men from up north? Good idea, Ives. Leave for Montana City in the morning and see how many you can bring back with you.
Morning, Roma Pregnancy.
Hello?
Yes.
I gotta find something to. Oh, here it is. Right in front of me. Good thing it wasn't a snake. Wow. I try to keep something close to the bed because I think I'll let my calls come after I lay down. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So my name is Chris Deal. Like, let's make a deal.
All right.
And the company I work for is Lazarus Property Group, like Lazarus from the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And our telephone number here is 619
619
525
525
7132.
7132.
Yep. And if you ever want to check us out on the web, it's www.lazprop, LAZPROP.com.
Okay.
And by the way, I do have to let you know all calls are monitored and recorded for quality and training purposes. So I guess aside from it just being too big, what else has got you considering selling?
It's just too much house for me.
Too much
It's a
house.
4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and right now my oldest son moved in. He says to help me. I think he was just looking for someplace to crash. But he even got his girlfriend to move in. She's supposed to help. I don't hardly see her or him.
Hmm.
He works 12 hours a day and she works 2 jobs.
Oh, wow.
And she got 2 kids.
Oh, man.
So
you got the
they
kids in
ain't
there
helping
too?
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all leaving.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that sounds like my sister back home. My sister's like wanted to move in with my parents to help them out, and then that was the furthest thing from what she did. And that's a whole other longer, way more in-depth story that doesn't really sound like it relates in any way to your son, but just it started that way.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, so you're there in Indy. When once you sell, are you going to stay in Indy, or are you looking to go elsewhere?
No, I'm here. I ain't going no place.
Okay. All right. And how long have you owned this property?
17 years.
17 years. Wow. Has the neighborhood changed a whole lot since you moved in?
Yeah, they've sold a lot of houses on the street.
Nice. Okay. All right. What was your favorite thing about, the home or the area or the neighborhood that, made you want to buy it 17 years ago?
My wife picked this house out.
Hmm.
She wanted it.
Got it.
I was more or less trying to get a newer house with less maintenance. I showed her a brand new house. It wasn't even finished yet. And she didn't even waste time getting out the car. She said, I don't want to look at it. Take me back to town. So here we are.
Got it. All right. All right. Kind of like the older charm of the older builds.
Well, she wanted a big house.
Oh, got it.
We had 8 grandkids at the time. And she moved a few of them in. I kicked them all out. My granddaughter has 3 kids, and one of them thinks that she's an artist. She has a big box of crayons, and she decorated the walls in the hallway.
Oh, man. What'd you do to stop that?
Yeah, well, this was all a problem because my granddaughter was flushing diapers and handy wipes down the toilet.
Oh, man.
I had to call the plumber twice on that.
Oh, jeez.
So she was costing me more money than what it was worth.
Yeah. Well, my wife and I literally just closed and moved into our first house on Monday, and we have a 20-month-old, and she likes to play with the crayons too, and haven't been in there long enough for her to get to the walls yet, but I'm thinking it's coming.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my son's girlfriend, she has a 5-year-old, and so far she's just marking on the porch and the driveway with chalk.
All right.
but that washes away with the rain.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but she's still a problem.
Oh man. All right. Do you still have a mortgage on the property, or you own it outright?
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
mortgage.
Okay. Do you know roughly like what your balance might be?
125,000.
125K. Okay. Got it. All right. And so I guess is the plan, are you gonna buy a new place, or are you gonna just, rent like a one bed apartment, or what's kind of the goal?
It's either going to be a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom,
Okay.
depending on what the price are and the
Yeah.
location.
Got it. Okay. You think you're gonna purchase something, or are you gonna just rent? So
No, I'm going to rent.
okay. Got it. Yeah, take all that maintenance. I mean, you're literally going from maintaining a big house to not really having to maintain much at all.
Right.
So, all right. Awesome. Is it just you that owns the property, or is there anybody else on title that would need to be involved?
No, it's just me.
Just you. Okay. All right.
I got a VA loan.
Oh, you got a VA loan. Okay. Nice. Did you get a pretty good interest rate on that?
I can't recall it just now. My memory's not that good.
I gotcha. Okay. Did you do like a refinance in the last like back when the rates were super low?
Yeah,
Nice.
I don't remember it, but they said I refinanced.
Oh, okay. All
And
right.
they're trying to refinance me again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're offering me a lot. 90% of the value of the house.
Got it. Okay. I guess in an ideal world, what were you hoping to get for the property?
200,000
200. Okay.
or anything close to it.
200K or anything close to it. Okay. All right. And all right. Well, let's talk about the house itself. Now you'd mentioned that it was a 4-bed, 2.5 bath, and when I pull it up online, it shows as a 3-bed, 1.5 bath. Was there an addition done at some point?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
There's a 2-story barn in the backyard, and there's a picnic shelter also.
Okay, and were all the additions, anything that was done to it, was that all permitted?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. And do you have any idea what the total square footage is at this point?
I can't remember.
Okay. All right. And let's see. Are there any like big electrical lines out front or out back or alongside of the house?
Out back.
Out back. Okay. Okay. And is there anything structurally wrong with the home?
My furnace went out last week.
Furnace went out
And
last.
purchased another one. The guy didn't deliver it yet. He's in Washington State, headed this way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So as soon as he gets his act together, he's going to bring the furnace over.
Okay. All right. Got it. And What about anything else with the structure of the home? Like any of the walls or anything like that? Any issues there?
Yeah. In the back hall outside of my bedroom, my youngest son freaked out when he found out that his mother had died. And he tried to run through the wall.
Oh, jeez.
And you could see where his head went through the wall and where he had been punching on the wall. He broke both his hands.
Oh, man. How long ago was that?
My wife died last year,
Oh, man. I'm so sorry for
October
your
the
loss.
6th.
Oh, jeez.
Well, 3 weeks before that, my middle son died. They found him dead. And 2 weeks before that, they found his son, my grandson, dead. And a week before that, my niece was murdered. She's only 2 years old. So I've been kind of going through it.
Man. Ed, I talked to a lot of people, man, and in a lot of different situations, and it's not a lot of times that I'm brought to tears, man.
Oh,
I'm really sorry for your
the
losses, man.
beginning of this year, Social Security declared me deceased, and they sent a letter to my job saying that I was deceased. That stopped all my pension money, and they stopped my checks from coming from Social Security. It took me 4 months to get it back.
Wow. How does that even happen?
Well, there's 4 Edward pages,
Ah,
and I'm the last one.
got it.
My son was the 4th. I'm the 3rd. So I'm thinking they might have got me and him mixed up because we both had the same union.
Got it. That makes a lot of
So
sense.
somebody made a mistake someplace.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard a lot of just like financial and documentation issues happening, when there's a junior or, stuff like that, and with credit and all types of, things become
Yeah, I'm
challenging
still
with that.
getting his bills.
Oh. Wow. Man, well, I'm gonna be praying for you, man. You've been going through a lot, and again, really sorry for your losses, man. That's really tough.
Yeah.
All right. With regards to the house, so we talked a little bit about the outside, and the wall and the power lines and that type of stuff, and the 2-story barn. When was that 2-story barn built?
It was here before I was.
Okay. Got it. All right. And does that have like electric and plumbing?
The barn?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. And all right, let's talk about the inside of the house. So I know the home was built back in the 50s. When you walk into the house, does it look like you're walking into 1955?
I don't know. You walk into the living room. I don't like the color of the carpet. It's too light.
Okay.
Every bit of dirt around catches on that carpet.
Mm.
And they got that same light colored carpet all through the house.
Okay. So carpet throughout. All right. What about the kitchen? Is the kitchen original to the build?
No, they remodeled the kitchen. My wife seen that through the window. That's why she wanted the house.
Got it. Okay. So it was remodeled before you guys purchased it.
Yeah.
Okay. Have there been
There's a dining room off the kitchen where you have to step down into the dining room.
Mhm.
So we had half dining room, half family room.
Okay. Have there been any other updates to the kitchen since you've purchased it?
We put a new stove in, new refrigerator.
Okay.
Garbage disposal went out a couple of years ago, and I had to disconnect it. I think that's about it.
Okay. So some newer appliances. Are those appliances stainless steel? Are they black? Are they white?
White.
White. Okay. All right.
It's electric range.
Electric range. Okay, like glass top.
Yes.
Okay.
That's just about a year old, I think.
Okay. All right. What about the bathrooms? Are those were those updated prior to you moving in?
The bathroom in my bedroom, the toilet is ancient. I guess they're using spare parts or whatever they could find to finish this part of the house off.
Okay.
And it needs a new toilet, I think.
Okay.
And with my niece, my granddaughter was flushing diapers and stuff down the drain.
Mhm.
They plugged up the drain line and it flooded my bedroom.
Oh wow.
So we had to take up the carpet, put down tile. She flooded it again. The tile was coming up, it's peeling up now. So that's why she had to go.
Got it. Okay. All right. What about the like the tub enclosure, the vanities, all that stuff original?
Well, there's no tub back here. In my bedroom, there's a walk-in shower. And the other bathroom, there's a tub in that, plus a shower.
Okay. The walk-in shower, is that tile or is that like one of those inserts?
Was the shower insert?
Yeah, is it like
Yeah.
yeah, okay. All right. And then so the other bathrooms, were those updated at all since you purchased it, or were those done prior to you buying it?
The half bath, I think it needs some work. And the other bathroom seems to be okay.
Okay.
I don't get around too much. I'm handicapped, and I can't go up and down stairs, so I don't go down in the basement. But I know there's a sump pump down there, and somebody tried to finish the basement off before we moved in,
Mhm.
but with the moisture down there, it wasn't feasible to keep anything down there worthwhile
Hmm.
because of the moisture damage.
Got it. Okay. Do you know, is it still having moisture issues down there?
Yeah, that sump pump is not enclosed.
Okay. Got it. All right. What about let's see, so we talked about the basement, talked about the bathrooms, the kitchen. Do you know what kind of countertops are in the kitchen?
Formica.
Formica, okay, got it. All right. So it sounds like, to get this place, really updated to 2024 standards, we're pretty much going to need to do a lot of the cosmetic stuff, updating the kitchen, counters, possibly, some of the appliances have been replaced, but updating the bathrooms, the flooring, painting, that type of stuff. Pretty much most of the cosmetics will need to be done.
Okay.
That means that sound about right.
Yeah, it's gonna need some cleaning up.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. If you were going to keep the house, and let's say, you strolled into Lowe's and they're like, "Congratulations, Ed, you just won our sweepstakes, and here's $30,000. The only thing is you have to put that $30,000 into updating this house." What are the things that you would be doing? Like, what's on your list?
I really had no interest in staying here. But I would put a new roof on, a new electrical system, because I think they was using spare parts to build the back of this house on. And I don't like the house that much. I never did.
Yeah.
It was my wife's idea, and she passed last year, October 6th.
Okay. Is there anything that I haven't asked you about that you would want to know if you were buying this home?
Oh, the last big storm we had,
Mm-hmm.
it took down part of my fence. There was a wooden fence with a gate to the right side, the east side of the house. Part of that fell down, and part on the other side is leaning. Whoever put the fence up never put cement in the post holes. So it leans whichever way the wind was blowing. That's the way it went.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Is there, I know it's a lot of house, and you're going to be, downgrading and going into a 1 or 2 bedroom. Are there any belongings that you would be leaving behind?
I'm going to take everything I can.
Okay.
And what I can't take with me, if my son doesn't take, I'll just get a dumpster out front and fill it up.
Okay. Got it.
I need about 30 to 40 days to get out of here, everything cleaned out. My wife never threw away nothing. And we were together for 49 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the secret to staying together that long? I'm
just
I'm
didn't
coming
tell
up
her
on
no.
10. As evidenced by the house, right?
Yeah. Well, my youngest son didn't like her from day one. She couldn't touch him. He wouldn't let her change his diapers. She couldn't feed him. And it was like a nightmare. After the first son, I didn't want any more. It was her idea. She wanted a girl.
Hmm.
And when he came, she said, okay, that's it. I don't want no more kids. Because he did not like, he wouldn't even talk to her till he was almost 6 years old.
Wow.
She'd get mad at me and say, get out of here and take your kid with you.
Hmm.
and that's the way it was for 6 years.
Oh man.
And then one day he just started talking to her. He wouldn't talk to nobody but me.
Wow.
So it was kind of messed up. But you know, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah.
He's still here. He's up in Chicago right now. He's getting ready to move back.
Hmm.
And he's been trying to help me find a place.
Nice. What part of Indy are you kind of looking around?
Well, the 46226 area.
Got it. Okay. Kind of in the same area. Okay. All right. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you might need help with?
No, not really. I just
Okay.
I got a guy who he wants me to wait another week. And then he said he's going to come up with some money. And this other guy said he's ready to go now, but he's not coming up with the money. So it's just, hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what it amounts to. And I don't want to leave here without having someplace to go to.
Yeah.
So I know what to take with me and what not to take with me.
Yeah.
So
And
I had
these
two
are guys
appointments
that are, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I got 2 appointments this weekend to go check out some apartments.
Okay.
So
And these guys you're talking about are guys that are wanting to purchase your place?
yeah.
Okay. Got it. What and they're just not able to come up with the funds, or?
The one guy, he said that his finance company, the lady that is supposed to sign his checks is on vacation.
Hmm.
And I got the other guy on hold until he's going to see if he can get the money or not, because he's the first one that approached me.
Oh, okay.
So, and he grew up with my kids.
Oh, nice.
So he knows a lot about the house already. He's been here a lot. So I'm just trying to ease out of it. There ain't no easy way about it,
Yeah. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, everything that you've been giving me, Ed, I've been putting into the system, and that goes back to our underwriters. They're actually running a report on the property. It's basically going to tell them everything that they need to know about the place. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run back there, check on them, kind of see where they're at. I'm going to put you on a.
I forgot one thing.
Oh yeah.
My wife started a fire in the back bathroom. She used to smoke like a freight train, and she threw the lit cigarette in the trash can, and it caught the bathroom on fire.
Oh no.
And I smelled the smoke. I'm sitting in the bedroom. I smelled the smoke, and I thought, what'd she do? Start the house on fire?
Mm-hmm.
So I walked past the bedroom, and I opened the door. There was no smoke out there. I came back and opened the bathroom door, and flames just jumped out at me.
Oh geez.
So I had the bathroom redone. The only thing that needs to be done in there is the vent fan over the shower
Mm-hmm.
and a light fixture. It stopped working. So
Got it.
I don't know if it's probably going to need to be rewired or something, I guess.
Okay.
But there's still lights in there, you know.
Yeah.
And I've been in and out the hospital past 2 years, so a lot of stuff has gone by the wayside because of me being in the hospital. But I'm trying to stay out to get things taken care of now.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. All right. All right. Well, yeah, I appreciate you letting me know about that. And it seems like for the most part the bathroom was taken care of. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put you on a brief hold for a minute. I'm gonna run back to them, see what they've come up with, and I'll be right back. I'll put you on a brief hold. Unfortunately, we don't have any like fancy hold music or anything like that, so it'll just be silent. But I'll just call for you when I get back.
Okay, I'll be here.
All right, be right back. All right, so this is going to be a harder property to comp for sure. This is definitely one of the bigger properties. Property radar. This property radar shows it. That's weird. Property radar shows it as 1668 square feet. Zillow shows it as 3336 square feet. Let's see, it doesn't say.
This deal was done off of the two. We promised them everything. Huh? I'm going to give them more promises than Abe Lincoln ever dreamed of. We're not going to keep one of them. And after we're gone, we'll pack the whole town. Hey, now I got some ideas. I don't need them. Just do as I say and we'll get along fine. Now, wait a minute. Don Lawrence had a plan for this. You don't run it his way, there'll be trouble. Trouble? Not from me.
38.
And not from you. Remember, we're all in this together. We're working for one cause. All right, you're the boss. Hey, don't you outsmart this thing. You remember, you ain't worth a tinker's damn to the Confederacy.
6.
called Black Buffalo who wants his job. About the worst hater of whites in the entire Sioux Nation. How do you stand with him? No white man stands very high with Black Buffalo. He's educated by white men too.
Partially updated. This one's 230 and this one is 1682 square feet. So these are different styles of homes. Not going to comp across the highway. Let's look at this one. This one's dated, sold for 175. Okay, let's go back 12 months real quick and just, yeah, I'm already back 12 months. What's this one? So this one sold for 172 back in February of 2023, and this one's super dated, sold for 172. This is the same street. Okay, so we got the Hey, Ed, you there?
Yes.
Hey, sorry about that. I actually don't have good or bad news for you just yet. There was a couple questions that they had, and I apologize for not asking. You mentioned that you would probably put a new roof on. Do you know how old that roof is?
It was on the house when I got here.
Okay, so it's over 17 years old.
I've had it repaired twice.
Okay.
After a storm. We had 2 or 3 storms, and it leaked in the family room.
Okay.
So I had that fixed, and then there was another leak. I can't think of where it was, but he's fixed the roof 3 times, and this last time he fixed it, he said whatever he did to it, a coating or a sealing or whatever, he says it'll last for 5 years. He just did that recently.
Got it. Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll probably need to do that. Let's see here. How old are the windows?
They're newer model windows.
Okay.
Somebody had all new windows put in.
Okay, windows are newer. All right, and then and you mentioned that you would do some electrical upgrading. Has the panel been upgraded?
Yes, there's breakers downstairs.
Okay.
And there's some in the garage. Oh, one of the garage doors, it was go up like 18 inches, and then it would stop.
Got it. Okay.
And my son called himself fixing it. Now it don't go no place, but the motor still runs.
Okay. Got
But
it.
the other door works fine.
Okay.
There's so much junk in there, you can't put a car in there anyway.
I gotcha. All right. Are there any issues with the plumbing, or is that original?
After my granddaughter blessed the plumbing system with her dirty diapers and handy wipes, we haven't had no real issues.
Okay.
It's this toilet back here in the back. I don't know why they didn't change the toilet when they redid the bathroom.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they've been telling me that the toilet is outdated. I need a new toilet. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Okay. All right. And all right. Is there anything else that you still need to figure out before you could actually sell?
Not really. I'm just going to sell it as is.
Okay.
I'm not trying to. Only thing I'm going to do is get that furnace here.
Got it. Okay.
Because they've been telling me I need a new furnace.
Yeah.
And a week ago, the furnace let me know that it needs to be replaced. They started making all kind of racket.
Got it.
So we haven't turned it back on since.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting for the guy to deliver it.
Okay. All right.
Oh, there's a newer hot water tank too. 40-gallon. That's recent. That's within the last 6 months.
Newer water tank, hot water tank?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
A new sump pump. The sump pump is probably about a year old.
Okay. Perfect. All right, sounds good. And if the underwriter was to come back with an offer that made sense for you, how soon were you looking to make the move or close?
As soon as I could be out of here in 30 to 40 days.
30 to 40 days. Okay, got it. Okay, and all right. Well, if we get an offer approved for the property, I'll just tell you exactly how the process works with us. So once a home is approved and an offer is accepted, we would sign a pretty basic agreement. It's written in third grade English, not to insult anybody's intelligence, but it's just super easy to understand. After that, within 48 to 72 hours, you get a welcome call from our transaction coordinator, and she'll line up for us to get photos of the property. The title company will make sure there's a clear title for closing and order all the payoffs and everything. And then we'll schedule to do a couple walkthroughs, and then we head to the closing table and get you paid. And it really is that simple. All right.
Okay.
The last thing that they wanted me to ask you is if we can get to a number that makes sense for both of us, would you be ready to move forward with a purchase agreement today?
I have to get my two sons together and talk to them. And one lives up in Maryville.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is here, but he works 12 hours a day. So I need a few days to get them together and talk things over with them.
Okay. Got it. And when you say talk things over with them, what exactly?
They think they're my father. Yeah, my oldest son, I wouldn't want to be his kid. But my youngest son, he's pretty good. He got his own business. he's trying to move back down here. He's been up in Chicago area for like 20 years,
Mhm.
and he wants to move back. So
Mm.
he'll be here next week to sign some papers on the building that he's leasing.
Mm. Got it. Okay. All right. And are you talking to them to kind of like get their approval, or like what's kind of the main?
They like to know what's going on with me, what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and they both know that I want to sell the house.
Mhm.
My youngest son is more interested in what I'm doing than my oldest son.
I gotcha.
So, you
Okay.
know, I trust him more than I trust my oldest son.
Mhm.
It's kind of backwards, but that's the way it works.
Yeah. I
And my
gotcha.
other son that passed away, I don't know. He would try building me another house. Really, he would.
Mm.
Yeah, but he's gone now.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, let me do this. Let me put you on a brief hold real quick. I'm gonna run back there, check in on them. I updated the system so they have the newest information that we just got, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
After we caught him in cold-blooded torture, they need killing. If we kill him, it may mean war. What I'm trying to do is keep the peace. Keep the faith together. Keeping the peace is the most important thing.
Okay.
Go back to war, and tell them what happened. That'll show our sincerity and may help me with peace. Return to war, and tell them our prayers are on. And I'll have counsel with him tomorrow when the sun is out. Yes, we do. But we can let go.
Oh, here we go. Porterhouse. Oh wow, that pool is destroyed. Holy smokes. Okay, so this one sold for 175 a month ago. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and look at this like a 280 ARV times 0.75 minus. Mm. I've got no pictures of this place at all. There's no way this thing can be 3,300 square feet. It's got to be closer to 1,500 to 2,000. We flipped the property on Kitley. All right, Ed, you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, man. I really appreciate your patience. I apologize about how long that took. Got a couple other guys in there all trying to get numbers ran for their properties that they're talking to people on as well. So appreciate the patience. All right. So good news. Congratulations, Ed. Your property was approved to be purchased. All right. This is actually the first one that they've approved for me all month in Indianapolis. So let me just explain exactly what they have approved. All right.
Okay.
So the offer was approved to buy the property as is. They approved the closing to be within 60 days. Okay. That should give you
Okay.
plenty of time for you to, get what you need to get and handle, what you need to handle. No commissions are going to be taken out. All of the closing costs are going to be covered by us, both our side and your side. Additionally, anything that you or your sons aren't going to take, rather than you having to pay to get a dumpster and, throw the rest out, you can just leave the rest behind. We'll take care of it because we're going to have a dumpster out there. Okay.
Okay.
Now, they just put the funds into a virtual withdrawal account. So these funds are set aside for you and your property. Contrary to popular belief, we don't have unlimited funds. So anytime they approve an offer, they allocate those funds and put them into a separate account so that they're accessible for your property. Okay. You have
Okay.
that pen and piece of paper handy?
Yes, I do. It's within arm's reach.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So the account number that they set those funds aside in is V, like Victor, W as in Walter, 3929.
Okay.
You want to read that?
BW3929.
That is correct. Okay. All right. So the approved offer for the property in its current condition. Now, don't shoot the messenger here, Ed. I'm just the guy that has to deliver the message. All right.
Okay.
So, but they did approve it, and the approved offer for the property is $102,750.
That's not enough.
Not enough.
No. I had offers of 180 and 170. As is.
180 and 170.
Yes.
And well, I completely understand. This is just what they've authorized me to spend on this. At this point, the nice thing about this, Ed, is that I'm on your side. The hardest part of my job is just getting a property even approved. And really now it's just a matter of trying to make the numbers make sense for everybody. The one thing that I know that they brought up when I went back to them both times, they were still trying to figure this out, was everywhere that we look, the square footage seems to be different and the bed bath count seems to be different. So like in some places it says it's a 3-bed, 1.5 bath. I know you had mentioned that it was a 4-bed, 2.5 bath. The tax records, and in some places it says it's 3,336 square feet.
That's it.
On it,
That's the number.
that's the square footage.
of the, yes.
Okay. Does that include the basement?
I don't know. I can't go down there.
Yeah.
I can't do stairs. I haven't been down there in 10 years.
Okay. Because the other thing that's showing up when we pull up the tax records on the property, it says the square footage is 1,668, and it also says that the lot size is only 14,985 square feet, which is a third of an acre. But in other places, it's saying that the lot size is a full acre.
It's not a full acre,
Okay.
but it's more than a half acre. I know that.
Okay. Yeah. So I think these discrepancies are probably, causing issues in the way that they're underwriting. Because, what they don't want to do is they don't want to underwrite it as a 3,300 square foot property on an acre and make an offer to you based off of that, if in fact it's only, basically 1,700 square feet on a third of an acre. Because then we would look like really terrible coming back to you after we do like our due diligence and saying, hey, Ed, that number we gave you before, we're not actually able to move forward at that number because we found out that it's much smaller than we thought.
Or can't you
There's
send somebody out?
that's something we can certainly discuss. Because there's a lot of guys out there that will do just that. They'll give you a number to get you under contract at a higher number, even though they might have these questions in the back of their mind, or even if they don't have these questions in the back of their mind. And then while you're in escrow, they'll come back and they'll be like, oh, hey, by the way, this came up and now we have to reduce by $50,000 because of X, Y, and Z. And we don't like, that's not the way we do business. We don't like to, we prefer to under promise and over deliver as opposed to coming in high and then, negotiating down after the fact. So, let me go back to them and just try to see what else we can come up with. I'm going to put you on another hold here and see if there's anything else that, we could possibly do. But before I do that, let me ask you, I mean, where do you feel like you need to be at price wise to walk away happy?
The least amount of money would be at 170.
170.
And I've been offered that, and I've been offered 180. And like, they're just trying to get the 170 guy is waiting for the 180 guy to see if he can get his money coming through. If he can't, I'll let it go for 170.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
If I paid, I don't remember what I paid for the property. 130, 135 maybe. I can't even
looks like
remember.
You bought it. Yeah, it looks like you bought it in 2009 for 120.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and it looks like you have a balance of about 125 on it. So obviously.
Yeah, I refinanced at one point.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'll go back to them and definitely go to bat for you on this. I mean, is 170, you think that's the absolute best you'd be able to do on this?
Yeah, well, considering they said my house was worth 270, and they tried to give me a loan, 90% of 270, and I told them I wasn't interested in a loan. I wanted to sell the house.
Oh.
So they was trying to work some kind of deal out where I get a loan and then plus sell the house. I told them forget that. There's too
Yeah.
many signatures and too many people to get involved. So
Yeah. Was that just like a pre-approval like offer, or did you go through like a full appraisal and underwriting and all that?
well, I did that a couple of years ago,
Mm.
and they assessed the property at 250.
Mm.
And then I went in the hospital. The first time I had a heart attack. And then I went in, I had a stroke.
Mm.
And then had a series of infections. That's why I was in for 6 weeks. And half my family died.
Jeez. All right. Let me I think if we could get, let me just see some notes here. Um Yeah, I mean, I might be able to get them up a little bit. I just don't know that I'll be able to get them. I mean, we're talking almost double.
Well, can you call me back?
Yeah, I can do that. I can talk to them and see. And then man, yeah, I think we're still gonna be a bit away on this. I mean, like I said, we typically buy homes cash, and when we do that, we have to bring obviously the cash to the table to close on the property. We have to bring the money for the renovation cost and everything else. So it's a lot of cash that we have to bring. And even though it is cash, we have investors that invest into our business. And so they're usually looking to see a little bit of a return. Um, there might be another potential option if it could qualify for another program that we have. Um, what I might be able to do is just get one of my reps to come out to the property and just see it, and then that way we have eyes on it and we have a better understanding of exactly what we're dealing with, both square footage wise and condition. And, that might change things. I just don't know how much it's going to change things. What would your availability look like to be able to get somebody out?
Well, tomorrow I have to go to the hospital.
Mhm.
Monday, I have an appointment Monday morning. Tuesday of next week would be the earliest I'd be available on to the end of the week.
Okay. All right. All right, well, let me do this. Let me talk to the team, see if we can get one of our reps out to the property. Because I think all the discrepancies in square footage, lot size, and all that, is obviously, can create a challenge when trying to properly come up with a valuation. So let me talk to them, see what I can work out, and then we can kind of go from there. And I'll try to get something scheduled. For next week sometime. All right.
Okay.
and then I'll follow back up with you. What time do you have to go to the hospital tomorrow?
I got to be there at 10:30,
Okay.
so I'll be leaving here about 9 o'clock.
Okay. Do you know roughly how long you'll probably be there?
No,
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
know how many doctors I got to see.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I'll put a note in to try to reach out to you later on in the afternoon, late afternoon. Um, I'm 3 hours behind you, so 9 o'clock your time would be like 6 a.m. my time, so I definitely won't be here at that early hour, but I'll be here a lot later than where it is over
Okay,
there.
well,
So
I should be home somewhere around 2 o'clock, 2:30.
okay. All right. So I'll put a note in to follow up with you after that and see, see what we can come up with and kind of go from there. Okay.
All right.
All right. I appreciate your time today, Ed. Did you have any other questions for me before I let you go today?
No, no.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Well, yeah, let's touch gloves tomorrow, and I'll keep you in my prayers for your doctor's appointment, and we'll talk tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one.
All right, bye.
See ya. Yeah, this one we're a bit off. I mean, we could probably flex a little bit, maybe novate, around 150-ish. Um, all right. All right. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, back, but I am going to wrap it up here because got a message from my wife. I got to get home in time because we have this Halloween thing for my daughter. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Hopefully you guys got value out of these calls. Had a couple really good calls, and I think we should be able to make something work and get pretty close. We'll see. Probably going to get our agent out to Ed's property there in Indianapolis and just get a better, more solid valuation on this so we can come up with a strong offer and see what we can do here. So hopefully you guys got value. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and where we make real estate investing easy. And we'll see you guys soon. Happy Halloween.